Okay. This is Randy. Hi, John. This is a film for John Barnett. To follow up on our conversation when I was up there last weekend about the possibility for developing a website that has the functionality where you could provide updates, probably in text, a photo gallery of recent progress, maybe even a video, things like that, that would be unique to each property owner, that only they could see, that you could get in one place and update it, and kind of those kinds of what I would call social features. So I've created a demo for you. And I apologize for the talking head, but that's just because nobody wants to stare at a blank screen, and you wouldn't be listening to me, you'd be trying to figure out what's going on the screen. So anyway, we'll show you the screen in a minute. So I just wanted to say that this is a rough demo. It's focusing on the functionality, not the design. As a matter of fact, I've made the design kind of intentionally ugly just to make it clear that this is not the graphic design that I would propose. This is just the working demonstration. It's kind of like I don't know if we ever told you, but in Switzerland, whenever you built a property, you had to build a stick frame. Literally, you had to put up a lumber frame of the outline of the property and give the area owners like 6 months or something to see how it would impact the view, the landscape, and all that. It was very unusual. So that's kind of what I'm doing here, is I'm building a frame for you to evaluate, but it's got no wiring, no plumbing, so to speak, no proper foundations. So that's enough on that. I think you get the idea. So let me show you the website, and we'll go off my face. So again, very basic blank design. It's currently, of course, not on your domain. It's on my server, expandtech.net, and I just set up a folder, Barnette, to work in. And let me show you first what a user would see. Let's see. I have to remember how I set up my test user. Okay, so I'm this property owner, this guy here, and you would have your website with all your other things. This would just be an additional space. If they went to profile view, and we could call it whatever, we could call it property updates or whatever you want. But the key is that I've built in there some things. The usual kind of, here's typical, the kind of page you would see on a social site, a profile page, but with some extra bells and whistles built in. So here's a typical kind of contact info: email, phone number, address, stuff like that. You could click this link to send an email. But also, I've put in a category of, are they a homeowner, yes or no? And the important thing there is if the homeowner flag says yes, then these other tabs for property, project status, video, and photo gallery come up. So if you wanted to have other types of users, registered users, other than just the public, you could do that, and they wouldn't necessarily have these tabs. So let's look at the property. And again, I haven't put in tons and tons of information. So I just put in, for example, development and lot. So mine is Watson Gap 2, Lot 4. Project status. Well, here's where you could put in a text update. For example, I started off with, this week the house layout was reviewed and approved on Saturday, June 8th. And then just some other filler text in there, paragraphs, to just show you kind of the way it would look. The photo gallery, very important. So I've got photos here, and there is the view from the road, description, view as seen from the road. Little pink flags indicate the center of the driveway. You can scroll to the next photos, and this one's the right house corner description, left house corner, and so on. It's all pictures of woods. So there we go. Here's one view, the left view. Here's the right view. So that's the photo gallery, and you can see you can submit an entry, but I'm going to get to that in a little bit. And I even put in here a video example, and here's where, if you took a video and then uploaded it to YouTube, which is a simple enough thing to do, or there are other ways we could include them as well, but that's the one I figured most people are familiar with. You can upload a video, and here's one I took, and I'm going to expand it to full screen. You're probably not going to get all that because I don't think I'm recording full screen. So let me minimize it again.
The foundation could go after that tree.
We need to stay
Okay, that's the audio from the video. It's not my voice right now.
5 feet from that and start the deck and work our way back up.
You probably can't hear that. I think you get the picture. So that's what the user would see. You could provide those updates every week, and the user would see that information, and it's private to them. So the question now would be, how would you provide those updates? So I'm going to log out as a homeowner. I'm going to log in as an administrator. And don't worry about these little red. I just use a password manager. That's what that comes from. It wouldn't be on the website necessarily. So now I'm going to log in as the administrator. The administrator gets an extra thing here, a list of the users. So if you log in, or one of your staff, we could give them the appropriate permissions to do that. So I just put in a different profile picture to tell apart my admin from my homeowner. So you would get a list of homeowners, and we could call them homeowners instead of users or whatever. So I'm going to click on this Earl guy, and I see all the same information we had before. I see some additional things, some admin type stuff here in red. We could ignore that for now. But importantly, you can go in and update the user profile. And you get a warning. This is not your profile as a moderator. You're editing the profile of a user, but that's what you want to do. So you could go into project status, and I could put in under the example text, and here I am inserting more information that I forgot the first time. Okay, and click update. And if we go into the photo gallery, you can submit a new gallery entry, and you can put a new photo title, new photo description, blah blah blah, and then you can choose a file, and you can see here I've got my, and I'm not going to go through that right now because it'll take a little bit of time to upload, but you get the idea. And you could submit that and it would be uploaded. Now there are some size limits on the image. It says here, 2 megabytes and things like that, just because otherwise it's wasted. It would be far bigger than the screen, and it ties up bandwidth and storage space. But anyway, those are the kinds of things we can work on going forward if you're interested in this. And then for the video, submit new gallery entry. Whoops, no. I didn't include the way to make it easy to update that. I'll have to work on that one. Wait a minute. Let's see. Edit. Update profile. Video. There it is. That's where you would put in the link for the YouTube video. Sorry, when I hit update before, it saved it and took us out of edit mode. So if you're familiar at all with YouTube, then you know what that is. If not, I would create a demonstration video like I do with this. Whenever I do a website for a client, I do tutorial videos to show them how to do things. So those are the basic functionalities. Let me look at my notes here to see what else I wanted to cover. Oh, one of the things I wanted to mention was the way I build websites, the way I work them, the graphic design and the functionality and the content are all separate, so that we can change the graphic design and overlay that on top of the content that's already there, the user information that's already there, for example, and things like that, so that you don't have to change everything. It's not like building a house. Fortunately, software is much more modular. I can separate things out, and you can't change the plumbing very easily without tearing up the house somewhat after it's built in. But with me, the way I do the websites, it's much easier to do that. I saw what your previous web designer used. They use Dreamweaver, and they don't have as much advanced functionality for back-end users as I've demonstrated here that I can provide. And I could basically duplicate the look and feel of the website you have now and put that over this kind of functionality, or we could go with something new and different if that's what you want. I wanted to provide a video just because it's easier to provide the explanation than dumping somebody onto a website cold. But you can certainly go to the website. I'm going to log out here. Now that is Xpantech, xpantech.net/Barnette/ with a capital B. And if you go there, you can hit this register button. And if you do that, it'll ask you for your name, and you can put in a profile photo and stuff like that. And this may be a little bit rough because again, it's a demo. I haven't cleaned everything up. And register, but you won't be able to edit any users until I give you the permission to do that. You wouldn't want just anybody to be able to register and start changing user profiles. So I'll get a notification once you register, and then I will give you the permissions, and you can go in and change users to play with a little bit and see what you think. So I think that's enough for the video for now. I'll maybe put this on the front page. I'll send you an email with a link to it, and you can look it over, and then we can discuss it if you're interested. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.